Hello, I'm Scott Stevens, Goldsboro City Manager, here for our August monthly update. These things come faster and faster, and if you haven't been outside in a while, it certainly feels like summer. We happen to catch a time where it's not raining. I know we've had a lot of water over the past few weeks. I hope our forecast in the coming months is better. I do want to mention it's hurricane season. It is until November time frame. And what we always ask of our residents, or what is suggested by emergency management staff, is to making sure that you're able to care for your family for a 3-month period. So you do all you can to have food, water, medicines, anything particular to you and your pets that you can look after yourselves for 3 days. And again, the community resources will be coming if there's a natural disaster, but it does take some time. And so 3 days is what is recommended. There's a lot of good detailed information on FEMA's website or our emergency management websites if you need to find out what that list might include. But certainly food, water, medicines, batteries, radios, things of that nature. Community appearance, always a concern of the mayor and council and city staff. We are picking up litter on a constant basis. We're back over the same areas of our community throughout the community. So it's not a problem in one part of Goldsboro, it's a problem throughout Goldsboro. And we would just ask that each of you do your part to, one, not litter and help your friends and neighbors understand the importance of not littering. 2, to clean up around your home, clean up around your business, call the city if there's areas that we need to address on your behalf. And again, we're going to have more on an anti-littering campaign coming out soon to raise awareness about why you would either want to be involved or not to litter, to help the community look better. And again, it's a simple thing to do, but it's a real problem here in Goldsboro in terms of the litter that we scatter throughout the community. Our summer youth program is coming to an end. It's the second year the council has authorized and funded the program. I think it'll be a program that we continue for many years forward. 60-some youth have worked in various areas, from the hospital to city offices to county offices to other areas, with a lot of great success stories coming out. In the manager's office, we said goodbye to Kyle Evans this week. He was returning as a sophomore, I believe, back at Goldsboro High School. And so we wish Kyle well in school. He was a joy to have in the office, really a nice young man. I hope the program at least exposed him to some of what city government does and what the manager's office deals with in particular. And again, I think for all of our youth, their experiences will hopefully provide guidance and hope and a direction and a path on what they might want to do as they look forward to generating a career and becoming part of the workforce in the near future. We have a survey out for the naming of the former W.A. Foster Center on Leslie Street. You can do it a number of ways. There's online surveys where you can go to the city's homepage website, www.goldsboronc.gov, and there is in the announcements section an area there that you can click on the link there. All city utility residents will be getting a flyer similar to this one in your utility bill. It gives you a number of options of names that are out there being considered or other options you might want to consider. You can call us with what you'd like to share. You can mail it to us. You can do the online survey. Whatever works for you. We are trying to get this feedback back to our city council in September. So the deadline, I believe, on the survey is September 12th. And we will present your comments and suggestions back to the city council at their mid-September meeting, or at least that's our intent today. During our last monthly update, I mentioned the bond sale that we were working through and that we have been re-rated by S&P and Moody's. I think during my excitement, S&P had raised our rating. I might have misstated the rating they gave us. We went from a AA- to a AA. Still a significant improvement in our rating. Still very good news, financial news for Goldsboro. But if my statements were misleading last update, I just wanted to clarify those for the community, or any of those that might have caught that. We've talked about a hotel beside the Maxwell Convention Center. It was funded with the county commissioners and the city council and travel and tourism funding several months ago. We are completing that study. We have reviewed it in draft form, working to get the final version of that study out so that anybody that has an interest in that has access to that information. But overall, we did have an initial review. We feel very confident the study supports the need for more hotel space in the Goldsboro market. So that is a good indicator in terms of success in attracting a hotelier to be out there beside the Maxwell Convention Center, and something that the city and county are both committed toward working towards and trying to bring that together, because I do think that helps the Maxwell Center be more successful as we go forward in time. So more to come on that, but I just wanted to let you know the study that's been going on for about 3 months. We do have a draft and should have the final report out in the coming month or so. We continue to talk about recycling changes with some of our customers. Some are very passionate about recycling, really don't like the changes. the changes were driven that we collect your recycling from your home, we carry it to a facility that then sorts it by hand, and that sorting facility, due to the change in demand globally for recyclables, is saying glass can no longer be part of that waste stream. Trash that they have allowed, such as plastic bags or non-recyclable plastics, they have allowed in the past, they are now saying they will not accept, or they'll charge us to take our recycling, which would drive the cost of recycling up for all of us that are into recycling. So we are having flyers come out in the monthly newsletter and all water bills. We're going to have a flyer that comes out in August in all water bills that talks about the changes and why, what is acceptable to you in terms of putting things in recycling. For those very interested in glass, we are still debating on our side, can we provide drop-off sites within the city, and will people bring their glass to them? So I think you'll see us have some pilot sites to help you with that for those that are very passionate about glass, because glass is recyclable. It is just our sorter is no longer willing to pull glass or accept glass because they don't have much of a market for it today. So you can either bring it currently to the county drop-off sites, and we did talk with Wayne County to make sure that was okay, where they do separate the recyclables at their site, so glass could be sorted there, or you can hold off and we'll have an area within the city that you can bring it maybe closer to your home. But we do appreciate that feedback. We're sorry for the changes, particularly for those that have viewed them as negative, but we are trying to make sure that the recycling, while I would never promote it as saving money for the city, trying to not make it more costly to us to dispose of it, while at the same time extending the life of our landfills and helping our environment. So more to come on that, but if you have questions or comments, please don't hesitate to call us. And I'll mention the net manager's number a couple times, but my number, 580-4330, will get into my office and we can get you to me or to whomever else you might need to share your concern with. Council has discussed sidewalk a couple of times over the last several months. Most recently, our planning director brought back 4 sections of sidewalk to talk about. We collected fee of lieu for sidewalk, so if developers don't want to put sidewalk in on streets that we want because it doesn't make a connection, we will allow them to pay a fee in lieu that we can then put sidewalk in other areas to complete sections of sidewalks. So the 4 areas that the council has discussed and certainly has a strong interest in: Wayne Memorial Drive, really from North Street to the US 70 Bridge, completes a section of sidewalk in there. That's about $18,000 worth of sidewalk work. West Grantham Street from North George to Franklin Bakery, again, complete sidewalk in there. There's a heavy usage of pedestrian traffic there, so a sidewalk I think would be very beneficial. That's about $23,000. The council has approved moving forward with those 2 projects. They do fall within the available funding we have in that sidewalk payment fund. The other sections that are small sections they have talked about are Spence Avenue from Mall to Royal. We have not funded that yet, so we're not moving forward with that, but that is of high interest to the council. And then another section on Ash Street from North George to US 117. Both of those last 2 have railroad crossing issues that we're trying to work with what that cost will be to safely get pedestrians across the railroad tracks. And then there are many other sidewalk needs that are trying to be addressed throughout the community through greenway trails or working with our State Department of Transportation to install sidewalks. An area that we hear all the time is Royal Avenue. And Royal Avenue has some challenges in that it's in railroad right-of-way. DOT won't install sidewalks without curb and gutter. By the time you start adding those kinds of costs to it and the complication of being within the railroad right-of-way, I think that project is very far off in terms of sidewalks. But the short-term solution on Royal Avenue is maybe paved shoulders that would at least provide a better, safer space for both bikers, walkers, vehicles, and others that use Royal Avenue in a number of ways for their mode of transportation or their avenue. So more to come on that, but I am pleased to share the council has authorized 2 projects: the Wayne Memorial from North to US 70 Bridge, which completes a lot of sidewalk work, and then again West Grantham from North George to Franklin Bakery, and those projects should get underway. We've not done any design work, but they should get underway late fall and be functional in the very near future. We've had a lot of discussions about our city municipal golf course. Last several meetings has been dealing or discussing our golf carts. We have currently got golf carts under lease. That has been a 5-year lease. It expired at the end of July. We've extended that lease 1 month. The council moved from wanting to lease golf carts to wanting to purchase golf carts. So we have gone out for bids. We did present the bids to our council. We currently have 58 golf carts leased. We reduced that number to 50 golf carts with 2 utility carts. So we'll have 52 carts that we're purchasing. The low bidder was Easy Go for those carts at $182,000. The council did award that contract. And so we hope to have delivery of those carts by the end of August. So those that have an interest in that, those carts should be delivered by the end of August, and then we'll return our lease carts and I think be set for the coming years. Mowing changes. We've had some conversation with City Council about a different philosophy of grass mowing in the past, and up until the spring of this year. The city-owned lots we have been mowing on a rotating schedule about every 2 weeks. And then the city right-of-ways, street right-of-ways, we've been mowing about every 5 to 6 weeks. It's different mowing equipment, a little different staffing, but it's still resources, manpower and equipment. What we're trying to do, we would get continual complaints on our street right-of-ways, particularly in the 4th, 5th, and 6th weeks when the grass has gotten significantly tall. And so what we've tried to do is not stop mowing the lots that we're mowing, but to mow the edges. So if you're a neighbor to them, we've at least got the edges mowed, and to let the interiors grow up a little more, and probably mow those interiors every 6 to 8 weeks. So they'll be mowed. We're not going to let them turn into the jungles, but they won't be mowed as well as they have been in the past. And it's not that we're not mowing the same. We're going to take those man hours that were dedicated to mowing lots and move them into mowing right-of-way. So the right-of-way frequency ought to decrease from that 5 to 6 week time frame to about a 3 to 4 week time frame, with the goal of improving community appearance overall. So if you have concerns with that, if you live next to one of these areas or one of these lots and you really are concerned with what's going on, don't hesitate to give us a call. We're still discussing some equipment changes that might make that even more efficient in terms of how we mow lots and right-of-ways. But it is a work in progress for us that we're trying through this summer. And so if you have concerns, please don't hesitate to call. Again, the manager's office, 580-4330, and we will get you in touch with our buildings and grounds staff to try to address concerns you may have. We are continuing our water meter changeout project. Again, a project that has been working to change all of our business and residential water meters throughout the city. A little over $5 million project. We are moving to meters that, one, are new, so the meters themselves will be new, but in addition there'll be an AMI type meter, meaning that we can read them remotely. And as our folks will drive through the city, or actually it's not even driving any longer, they're coming back through antennas, so our finance department can query them when it's time to bill you and get a bill remotely and generate hopefully more accurate bills, more timely. Weather shouldn't be weather dependent, meaning if it's rainy or if there's snow and ice, we won't be putting our crews out in harm's way during those types of conditions or in times where it's more difficult to read. And we are then changing them from a cubic foot billing, where you used to be billed on units, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 units. Each unit represented 750 gallons or a cubic foot. We'll be billing on gallons. So it should make our bills more understandable for those of you that are watching your utility bill. So that change, if it has not happened for you yet, will occur in the coming months, and that project should be wrapping up in this October time frame. It's been gone very well thus far. And again, I'll mention it a few more times as we finalize it for those that have not had their meter changed, but it's coming for all of us within the city. The police fire complex and Station 4 berthing area reconstruction. That project has been a little longer with some issues during design and bidding. We did put it out to bid. We ended up with 3 bidders. Our low bid withdrew their bid. They had a subcontractor they said wouldn't honor their pricing. So we're still back to determining what is the best course of action for the city. Is it to rebid the project or to negotiate with the next low bidder, with our hope of moving that project forward in the coming months? So more to come on that. It's not been forgotten. It's just had some stumbles as it's moved through the bidding process. Public art, we've got it in our downtown. People either seem to really like it or really not. And so if you're one of those that really likes what is there, I'd encourage you to come downtown and get your picture made with it. For those that don't like it, we've got some comment out for proposed public art coming in October. Now's your time to weigh in on what you'd like to see. And I'm sure what we install in October, some will love and some will not. But I guess the beauty of it, so to speak, is that it changes the conversation about town down. It changes what it looks like. It brings other people. And if you like the art, it's great this month. If you don't like it, it'll change out in a year. And we've done that the last 2 or 3 years and had very good commenting back on that. And people seem to love whatever is there. Maybe different people, but I'd find people all the time admiring the art or getting their picture with it. And so it's been, I think, a very successful use of some of our money in our downtown space. Our state magazine spent about a day with our mayor and Brandy Matthews a little over a month ago. They've just released an 8-minute video segment that really showcases Goldsboro in a very positive light. If you've not seen that video, you can go to our website. Again, we've got a link there to the Our State digital version, but it really paints Goldsboro in a positive light. I thought it was a great article. I want to thank the mayor and Brandy Matthews for spending so much time with Our State, because they spent, again, almost 8 hours or more to have an 8-minute video, but the video really represents our community well, and I'm excited about that. So if you haven't seen it, I would encourage you to do that. Again, it's August time frame, a lot of outdoor activities to do. Our pools are busy this summer, or have been busy, but they're closing September 3rd. So if you're thinking about going to the pool, now's the time, because as you get into the Labor Day weekend, we'll be closing our pools. And so I hope you've enjoyed those. Our Center Street Jams have been very popular this season. Those that have been around for a number of years have told me there are more and more people. Our last jams are coming August 9th, August 23rd. They start at 6 o'clock in the evening downtown in the John Street parking lot off Center Street, and then I think there's a makeup jam September 6th due to one other cancellation. But again, that season is winding down as well. And then we're all gearing up for our NC Poultry Festival to be held throughout the week, but leading up to September 8th in our downtown, where there's car shows and there's bands and a lot of vendors and activities. So again, September 8th, our NC Poultry Festival in downtown Goldsboro. I would encourage you to make plans to attend. And as always, look for activities to do. You might have to go out and find things, but there are activities going on throughout Goldsboro almost any time you want to find them. So I would encourage you to get out and take a look and get involved. If we can help with your city government here, don't hesitate to call. Again, I'm Scott Stevens, your city manager. My office number, 580-4330. And if we can help, give us a call. Thank you.